Quietly Powerful by Megumi Miki. I wanted to read this book to know a bit more about the thoughts and ideas of the fabulous Megumi Miki, who recently joined me in an interview for my podcast. I also wanted to read it to better understand myself as a quiet person, or QP, and my place in the leadership world. My first observation is that the book is not solely focused on introverts, much to my surprise. I'd never really considered people other than introverts being quietly powerful before, but this book sets out that quietly powerful looks like, sounds like, and feels like, regardless of your overt status. The book sets out what being quietly powerful means for QPs and observers of QPs. It talks about being a QP from the perspective of childhood, cultural conditioning, family life, as well as in learning in the workplace. It also discusses how managers and leaders may observe people who are QPs. It talks in detail about the challenges of disregarded and overlooked QPs and the perpetual extroversion bias. This is a quote from page 47. There appears to be a pattern. Skills that are visible and action-based are valued. Those that are quiet and internally based are undervalued. At the same time as I was reading this book, I attended an anti-racism training course, and much of the language around exclusion, othering, bias and misconceptions were reflected in the book, bringing me to the conclusion that racism, sexism, gender bias, and all of the other "I don't like you because you're different to me"isms have a number of commonalities that we need to rebel against: minoritizing, minimizing, obstructing, defaming, victimizing. I could go on. The book sets out helpful ideas of how QPs can maximise their superpowers and how managers and allies of QPs can give them opportunities to contribute, shine and lead. The book is clear that being quietly powerful does not mean lacking in confidence. I, like many other QPs, are more than happy standing in front of an audience of 150 people giving a presentation. What we often enjoy less is hanging around the coffee station for 20 minutes in the break, trying not to look like Billy No-Mates. When we're looking at our watches after 90 minutes of the after party, it's because our batteries are at 3%. I've picked up other business books and been able to read a few pages every couple of days without feeling the gap. With this book, I needed to spend longer blocks of reading time to make sure that I could take on the detail and retain the information. It felt like a proper book that I needed to read in a pay proper attention kind of way. Reading 3 pages as I was nodding off to sleep just didn't cut it. This book is well researched and feels like it could be a summary of a PhD study. People have been interviewed and books have been read. It's very thorough, and for that I have to give it 5 out of 5.